Well, it's episode 3 of the Brits being better than the Yanks. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, welcome back everyone. I'm only joking. I'm not joking at all. It's me versus these pair of plebs, and we're going to make things a little bit interesting today. This is where we were on the last episode. I've got me top. We're all done. I'm losing me book match, but fuck it. It's going to have to be what it is. I've got my neck fretted, carved, polished, shined up, looking all lovely. It still needs a lot of final sanding, but it's at a point where we can get it attached to a body. Oddly, I actually carved this to a previous template, and I've just altered the templates, and I've carved that neck very close to the bone. So we'll have to have a little look at that. Hopefully, I haven't fucked it royally, because I don't want to have to make another neck. I haven't really got the time. So here's me set of templates. The first thing, we'll just run through what we're going to do in the episode, because I know that's what YouTube says. You've got to dish people up what they're going to see, otherwise they'll shit their pants and go and watch something else. We're going to get our neck cut in and attached to the body. Step 1, I've done that multiple times before. We're going to do it again today. And then using that, we're going to then measure back, and we're going to get all of our routes done in the body. We're going to get our rear route done on the backs because obviously our neck pickup is a rear mount Wannabunner from the noose going straight in. And we'll get all the other holes and stuff that we need in. We'll get our secret Texas Toast Tea F holes in, which I've already done on the prototype, and it looks fucking spanking. Yeah! And then away we go. We'll get this touched up, and then we'll end the episode. We'll be doing a little bit of finish. We'll get some finish wiped on. I've got some new finish that I've experimented with. Cashew nuts, which is what Mr. Barlow uses from Barlow Guitars, the Instagram wizard. So I'm using that, and I fucked it royally on the first one. You can't put that stuff on thick. It's not tarmac. But I do love a bit of tarmac in. Google that if you don't know what it is. I've got a Stew Mac. This is highly recommended to me by some American luthiers. Stew Mac Telecaster bridge, which is very similar to the Goto. And the best thing is it matches the Goto gold, which I've got for the headstock. Lovely. So anyway, fuck it, don't need the tuners today. We will use that though, and I will also get our rear ferrules done as well. I've got some gold Tone Rider pickups coming for this one, because they said they wanted to be involved, but they haven't got hold of me, so I bought them anyway, so fuck it. They are lovely. They are lovely. I've got Warmans in my prototype that I'm keeping, and then but I might raffle off a prototype of this. Let me know if you think that's quite interesting, because it is quite a sexy telly, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's almost as sexy as the Maker. Right everyone, I'm just jumping in. Obviously there's a raffle, I've told you before. You can enter the Texas Guitars raffle. It's not mine, it's theirs, but it's worldwide. You can pick their guitar or my guitar. If you win, second place gets second pick. Their guitar is an absolute stonker. Mine is an absolute win for me, technique-wise. Love it, it's a phenomenal player. You can see them both on the website now if you want a sneak peek. Definitely go and enter the raffle, and go and do a course if you want to make your own. The Texas Toast course is a blinder. All right, I promise you, you will not regret it. And their community is just stonking. Same with Crimson in the UK. Back to the video, slags. Right, so first things first, let's just have a little mark and a measure where this neck's going to go. I'll just run you through that, and then I'll do a speedy uppy of it. That's probably easier with a bit of tunage. I'm going to decide how far in I want my neck to go. I'm going to reinstate my centre line. I'm going to decide where my neck needs to go. I'm going to put my bits of wood down the side and make a temporary template for it. I'm going to drill it out. I'm going to route it, and I'm going to use machine bolts, M6 machine screws, which you can find everywhere. Amazon, M6 machine screws and funky washers. I forget the name. And then we'll get that attached. All right, I'm just going to run through that. We'll do a speedy uppy, all right? 3, 2, 1. Let's have some, just enjoy the tunes, innit?
Some rosewood Mr. Richards, leave those frets alone. All in all, it's just another bill on the wall.
Right, so this episode is really turning into like inside my Swede, so I fear for your safety. You've got your set of templates, whether you buy them from me, available on eBay now, or Etsy if you want to cut them yourself on your own laser. You've got your set of templates. I've got a guideline here of where I'm going to sink the neck in, all right? That's not set in stone. You can put that wherever you want, all right? You can have less of a neck pocket, a deeper neck. I like a deep neck pocket myself. I like to be able to get my screws in, plenty of space. Do you know what I mean? As long as your handshake's nice, like Phil says. We all love Phil. Hashtag love Phil. I do love Phil, genuinely. Fucking hates me. I don't know why. No idea. So that can change. You can go further in, you can go further out. You just got to bear in mind that if you move that down, it's going to change this line here, which is your scale line. So you've got to move everything. That's not that difficult. It's a little bit more difficult on this one because we've got to line stuff up on the back. So you just got to remember some numbers, Trevor, you thick bastard. But that's all right. So let's do a bit of figuring out. We'll leave the neck attached there. I have marked my new scale length. Dave, that is a terrible angle. Let's put you up high so you can see what's going on, and then we can zoom in when we're editing and people can watch it in 480p. On goes my posh Rutland's ruler, and then my measurement from my nut to my high E is 648mm. That little mark back there marks where my high E wants to be on that saddle with that all the way forward. So as I've talked about this over and over, but yeah, we'll wind that high E out, right? And then he's got to line up with that mark. I'll do it again in a bit of pen so you can see it on camera and you don't feel left out. Now when you're doing this, you can also put your center ruler on here. 40 and 40, I'm happy with that. All right, simple as that. That's where that one's going. That one can go wherever you want it to be. It's close to the neck, tight to the neck, further away from... Doesn't matter a fuck, really. I'm going to start doing my fretboards with overhang, I think. I think that's coming up in some next series. Overhanging fretboards with the truss rod as a cutout in the fretboard. Because I've seen some sexy people doing that online. Well, I've seen their hands doing it. I don't know if they're they might be ginger. I've got a fucking clue. I've just been talking to Mr. Flaherty, to Matt, online, and he's showing me his secret gun collection. And when I say a secret gun collection, the cunt's like fucking John Rambo. As an Englishman, we don't do guns, all right? I don't care that you all think you've got a fucking tyrannical government that you've got to take on. And that's fine, all right? I'm not messing with your amendments. I like living in a country that hasn't got guns, personally, because I always have. Oh, people stab people over here, only the fucking wankers. But when I'm coming to America, I will be indulging and firing some serious shit. Hopefully, here's a fucking clip.
Okay. Oh, go. Fuck, no. You go. Okay. I ain't into that.
Quasar's never going to be quite the same again, is it? Marvellous. Right, so we're going to stick my template down now. I've got a centre line. I'm going to reinstate the centre line, though, because I like to have a good centre line. Should we say centre line again? Centre line. To be honest, he's pretty spot on. Right, I'm going to get this stuck on, marked up, drilled out, and I'll see you back here. Hopefully, I haven't fucked it up. Right, next job. Do you know, believe it or not, this stage of the build, I normally just put my headphones on, bit of music, and I'll just fire through all this sort of stuff in a world of my own. It's a proper ball ache when you've got to keep filming it. Now, I've screwed my bridge on. This Stumac bridge, I'm not particularly chuffed with that. I think the Goto stuff is better. Whoever recommended it in the comments, you're off your pickle, because it's scratched to fuck, man, and I've only took it out of the packet. Now, I'm just going to lightly mark in here these 6 holes. They're an American, so they're probably 9/39ths or something. I don't know. Up on the corner of fucking West Vermont and 4th Street. All right, so we've just marked them. I've screwed that down temporarily with some shit screws. Don't use the brass screws until the final fit out. Because the next job is going to be everything from the rear, which is my favourite bit of the day. I'm using self-centering drills, although these are really cheap ones. I need to get some decent trend ones, really. I need to treat myself, stop using crap from back in the day of house bashing, they are. Relics. So that is pretty much everything from the front. The only other thing I've got to consider is my controls layout. That is really, really simple. I'm going to use this so I know that where my void is in the bottom. I've usually got a Telecaster plate hanging around. What I like to do, I like the RevStar fit out. So I'm going to go as far up as I can. I'm going to follow the body angle. And I'm just going to mark that. All right, lovely. And I'm going to follow it again. And I'm just going to come back with me knobs. All right, they're a bit far apart. So I'll draw a line between that. Am I filming? Yeah. I'll draw a line between them. And I'm just going to move that one in a bit. All right, that is my switch layout. It's very, it's ergonomic. It's better than the telly layout, I think. Sorry, purists. Not sorry at all. That's a simple one. I don't drill those. I'll show you how I do that. Should we just do that really quickly? It's a fucking turbo episode, isn't it? Turbo. So all I do here, look, because I'm not going to be able to see things very clearly, I'm just going to mark the end of that slot. And this is really important. I'm going to score it a lot with a knife. Nicely scored. The reason I've done that is because I want my drill bit to follow that. Right, that's not a bad line. It's a bit wobbly. It looks like one of those peritonal fret wires. I don't know what I just said.
I'm kind of retarded.
But out comes your fucking assorted waffles. And we're just going to get in there. Then you get one out that's a bit sexier. Lovely. Now the important thing is you don't drill the holes until you've done that bit. So now I'm going to mark a line on either side of that slot. Little countersink. I'm sure it looks pretty good from where you're sitting. It's fucking shit here. Now, the most important thing is I need to reference this now. Compared to my fucking jig, that slot is a few mil further forward. Not a lot. This is where it's getting exciting, all right? I'm going to measure that with a rule. If you're going to do it correctly, just sink your neck in as far as I've put it in on the template. That's all you've got to do. But if you are going to decide to move things in, then you need to adjust just these few little bits. I'll put these little 12mm holes in my templates. A, for hanging them up, but also you can see a centre line through that. Up there for thinking, dickhead. The sun's coming out in Plymouth at the minute. Won't be long, be allowed on the grass. Put my little insert in, do the top bit, route it down, make a plate, and we're ready to go. We should be able to mount up some pickups. Woo! Oh, I'm not filming this bit. I'll see you in a second. Ready? Right, so last thing I've got to do, you can see, look, we're looking all pretty good here. My prototype, if you remember, has got the black binding. It looks a bit different, so I'm not sure which one I prefer at the minute. I just don't know. We've got to put this one in the noose now. I'll just dig out a brass one. Now, these are from Stu Mac, Tone Pros, Wanna Bunna, fucking do for what's it. Everyone says, you've got to have, otherwise you're an absolute piece. So I'll bring Dave over to here. You said you wanted more detail, you bastards. You're fucking getting it. Gently, gently. I don't want to break anything. Can you see that, Dave? Are you looking? Put my finger. That's where I'm drilling. That right in the noose. I'm going to measure it because that's what we do around here. We use rulers. I'm not a CNC machine. I'm going Nurse Gladys Emmanuel. That's the middle of that. Right in there. Now I've got a process and I've whittled it down from a shit process to a slightly better one. I'm going to wallop through with a 13mm drill bit. Taking extra care to go perpendicular to that. Now I've got my step drill bits. This one's still not big enough, but he's going to widen us out. Like yay. Naturally, that is still sticking out. I don't want a sticky out. I don't want an outie. I want an innie like mine. So now very carefully. And that is absolutely stupendous. I used to go a bit deeper than that, but a client moaned at me. He didn't moan, gave me constructive feedback. They couldn't get his angled jack in there. So I said, get a different jack, mate. Fuck it, it's custom. But I've taken that on board and we are much shallower there. How easy is that process? I mean, that's literally taken me like a second. I think you'll find that's more like fucking 94 seconds. Yeah, right, Trevor. Should we take the piss out of someone else today? Fuck off, Gavin. Tighter than an otter's piss flaps. Love it. That's that job done. Put him aside. Don't lose your screws. Don't lose your screws, Dave. Right, last job for now, because I'm going to edit this when I get home. This might be the end of the video. Have a little look at the time. I aim for 22 minutes. And there's always a funny clip at the end. And if you want to support YouTubers, watch the video to the end, comment and subscribe. Check you're subscribed because YouTube unsubscribes people because it's a fucking conspiracy. Right, obviously I've got to get cables from this cavity into this one. And I'm going to go via this one. So we're going to go in nice and deep. I mean, luckily I'll make a nice deep neck pocket. So we're going to be going underneath everything. Don't know why I got all quiet and fucking serial killery then. I'll get some drill bits. Now, so I'm going to go in, smack bang in the middle. I'm going to lay me drill on and I'm just going to wallop in there. And I'm going to lay a bit of metal on there so that I don't fuck it up. And there you go, that's made a lovely little chutney channel that's well underneath all the pickups. Oh, that's not even in the fucking shot. That's made a lovely little chutney channel right the way through there, look, into that one. Through there, through there. Lots of whistling, lots of fingering going on. It's like youth club in the 90s. And now all I've got to do, another reason that I make a big cavity for the controls. Spit it out, Paul. It's fucking Friday afternoon. I'm tired, everyone. I'm tired. I've got a half marathon to go on Sunday, so I'm not going to be drinking this weekend until Sunday night when I will be shit-faced. So I've got my big cavity there. I've got to get from here into that cavity, which is not far to go, which is nice when you're drilling shit out. So we've got to get 2 sets of wires in here. So I'm going to go Billy Beefcake. I'm going to go about halfway up there. Now what I like to do, now I've got that one drilled, I'm going to go through the skinnier one, just to make sure we've got no errors. And he's fine, look, we're nicely below there, only just. That's why if you've got a little teeny tiny cavity, it's a bit more awkward with the drilling, and you would want to be doing the routing before the cap goes on, which to be fair I should have done, but I'll think about that in the future. Lovely, we've got a lovely bigger noose sticking out there. Now again, point of controversy, do you need to ground a Telecaster bridge because it's grounded through the pickup? But I always do anyway because that's what I've always done, so I'm gonna. Fight me in the comments, I can't fucking read anyway. I seen someone else the other day, they just flap their fucking cable up round there. I like to put my cable in, put them in with a cocktail stick and secure it for posterity. But you do you, that's fine. Let's sum up the internet. You do you. Lovely. That is episode 3 pretty much sewn up. I've got some other stuff to do. I'm just going to finish this guitar and then I'll see you in episode 4 for a short intro and then I'm taking you to Colorado. See you later, everyone. Evil wave.